Thank you for joining my lecture. Today, I talk about the Cultural Revolution, the biggest and worst power struggle in history. On October 1st, 1949, in Beijing's Tiananmen Square, Chinese Communist Party leader Mao Zedong declared the founding of the People's Republic of China. Mao Zedong recommended the Great Leap Forward policy and aimed at a large increase in production of agriculture and industry. The grouping of agriculture reduced farmers' production desire. Local executives who were asked to achieve quotas reported more harvests than they actually did. The goal was to overtake Britain in iron production within 15 years, but it ended in a fiasco as laymen went in primitive blast furnaces. The Great Leap Forward policy only brought about hunger and confusion. About 15 to 55 million people are said to have starved to death. In 1959, Mao Zedong recognized the failure of his Great Leap Forward policy, resigned as president, and Liu Shaoqi replaced him. Liu Shaoqi encouraged a capitalistic policy as the market principle was taken in. Mao Zedong, who had a sense of crisis, added a thorough exclusion to capitalist loaders, people who had a capitalism tendency, by using the Young Red Guard. The book of Mao's words is a notebook of Mao Zedong's teachings. Young people who settled on the Guard held the movement to eliminate capitalist loaders with the book of Mao's words in hand. Mao Zedong advocated rebellion. There is a reason to rebel. This movement, which had taken place from 1966 to 1976, is called the Cultural Revolution. Intellectuals such as executives, doctors, and teachers of the party made to be capitalist loaders were hung up. Some were used to defeat political opponents or to clear their grudges. President Liu Shaoqi was also hung up. Liu Shaoqi was imprisoned in his farm, beaten by rebels, and later died of illness. The Red Guard denied not only capitalist loaders but also the religion, destroying temples and historical buildings. Mrs. Mao Zedong Jiang Qing borrowed Tiger's Majesty, historically attacked people she didn't like one after another. Because the Red Guard divided into the faction, waves ranging, and Mao Zedong's control had become ineffective, the Red Guard was expelled to the farm village and the frontier under the pretext of the farm village suffered. The Cultural Revolution was the largest and worst power struggle in history by Mao Zedong. On September 9, 1976, the Red Star of China disappeared. Jiang Qing was arrested and tried. Jiang Qing was sentenced to death in court and later commuted to life imprisonment, but committed suicide by hanging herself in prison. After Mao Zedong's death, Deng Xiaoping of the same capitalist loader as Liu Shaoqi took power. He advanced a reform and opening up of the economy. He said it was a cat with good to catch the rat, whether it was a white cat or a black cat. Deng Xiaoping set up a special economic zone to attract foreign capital and companies in Shenzhen, near Hong Kong, which flourished in British territory at the time. Shenzhen developed since then. As regulations eased and various foreign information came in, people held demonstrations in Beijing Tiananmen Square demanding freedom and democratization. On June 4, 1989, the Chinese Communist Party government used its forces to quell protesters and injure a number of casualties. This event is called Tiananmen Massacre. In 2010, China overtook Japan in GDP, gross domestic product, and became the world's second largest economy after the United States. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel to maintain these education activities. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.